This time of year, we always have those staples that we absolutely love. The turkey, the standing rib roast, the ham, whatever it may be. But sometimes coming up with a fantastic, delicious side dish can be a little problematic. So in this video, I want to show you guys one of my favorites. We're going to do some pancetta Brussels sprouts with a bit of balsamic glaze. They're fantastic, they're sweet, they're savory, they're all those wonderful things that we love. Let me show you how I like to do it. Now I've had my Blackstone preheating at low. Let's pull that up to medium. Now we don't want to go too fast and furious, otherwise our Brussels sprouts won't get finished cooking before they're a little over caramelized. I've got some pancetta. We're gonna go right down, just like that. Beautiful. Now pancetta, think like bacon, but it's a lot more savory, a lot more delicious. Spread that out nice and even so it caramelizes evenly. We want these to be really, really crispy and gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful, love it. All right, while that is crisping up, let's get to our Brussels sprouts. Now, if you don't like Brussels sprouts, I understand. I used to be one of those guys, and it's okay. This is really the way to do it. Sometimes what happens with Brussels sprouts is we overcook them, or you boil the heck out of them. They get mushy and not a lot of fun. This is not that. We're gonna have a lot of texture, a lot of beauty in the texture of it. That's the key for me on a dish like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of these Brussels sprouts, cut them in half. If there's a few little leaves that don't look so nice, you can get rid of them. We just want them all to be pretty bite-sized pieces. My pancetta is starting to sound done. You ever listen to your food? You listen to it, it starts speaking to you. Oh yeah, look at that. We're just starting to get a little bit of color. That's gorgeous. All right, I dig that. Let's let this go for just a little bit longer and keep cruising on our vegetables. Now I've got some onion. Let's scoot this out of the way, actually. Scoot these over. I've got some sweet yellow onion. Now, generally speaking, I always go for a sweet yellow onion. I love it. It's so, so good. We only need half, so let's take off the root end. We're gonna peel this guy. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this into thin little ribbons. It's a julienne. We just want a different look and texture to our Brussels sprouts. I'm also gonna add some shallot. Now shallot does have a similar flavor to onion, but a little bit different as well. A little sweet, a little delicious, lots of delicious. Now I wanna take my garlic and do very, very thin slices. We're not mincing this, we're doing thin little slices. They're gonna crisp up like little chips. Those thin little slices are gonna be delicious. Now speaking of delicious, I hear our pancetta. Let's give that a nice little toss. All right, I'm feeling good about where we are. We're about 80% there, but we've rendered out all of that beautiful pancetta fat. So with your spatula, try not to pull the pancetta fat with you, but just bring the pancetta. That way, that fat is left over. We're gonna pull this off to the cool side. Let's go ahead and turn this side off. So only one side of our griddle is on. Now let's toss all of our veggies into that beautiful fat. Now this is all gonna cook together. The onions and the garlic and the shallots are gonna bring out their sweetness, and the Brussels sprouts are gonna start to get nice and toasty and caramelized and start steaming from within. It's starting to smell crazy good already. All right, let's hit that with a bit of salt and pepper as well. You don't need a ton of seasoning on this. We really wanna let those Brussels sprouts shine. I love the flavor of Brussels sprouts. Just something about it tastes like fall to me. Beauty. Let's give that a toss and let that cook for 4 or 5 minutes. After a few minutes, you'll notice that caramelization start to happen. That's when I like to add some fresh herbs. I've got some rosemary. Now you can just take this and just slide it right off the stem and go right on top. Now we only want a little bit, probably 1 sprig. We don't want the power of the rosemary to be overwhelming. We're also gonna add some craisins. I feel like this cranberry just adds a really great color and flavor. Just makes it taste like the season, if you know what I mean. All right, now let's bring all of our pancetta back into the mix. So I've got 2 spatulas. So let's bring pancetta in, and we're gonna give this another toss. Beautiful. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, this is phenomenal. It looks amazing. It smells amazing. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So we're gonna let this go for another 2-3 minutes. You just want it to be tender. Don't take it to mush. If you go too far, you start steaming it, adding water and dome and all that stuff. You don't have to. If you do like it a bit more tender, do, but it can get mushy really fast, and no one likes mushy Brussels sprouts. I'm thinking 2 to 3 more minutes and we are solid. I am liking the way that looks. Oh yeah. You can see the onions start to get all crispy. Look at that caramelization right there. Woohoo! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Now I do want one last little step while it's still hot and on the griddle. I'm gonna take some balsamic glaze, which by the way, if you wanna make this, go for it. Buying it pre-made, it's a shortcut that is fine. Not too much, we just want a little color and a little sweetness, give it a little bit of a sheen, a little shininess. Give that one little toss. Now the reason I'm adding this last is because the sugar will burn. So you only have about a minute before the flavor starts changing. I feel good about that. Now let's grab our plate, come over here. We're gonna scoop all of these beautiful Brussels into our platter. Now this is something you can take to the dinner table. This is something you can take for any holiday table, and it is gonna be a home run. Oh yeah, look at all the colors and the textures. This, my friends, is magical. Now garnish, very, very easy. I'm gonna take, let's do Parmesan first. I've got some fresh Parmesan. We're gonna take our grater right over the top. This is gonna add a nice little punch of saltiness, and it looks really pretty. Some of it will just start to melt a little bit on the hot Brussels. Then we're gonna take a bit more of that balsamic glaze right over the top, give it a 1-2, and that, my friends, that's gonna bring some serious flavor town to whatever table you're going to. So if you need a fun side dish recipe, give this one a go. I'm gonna give it a try because it smells too good to miss. Still have a little bit of crunch, that texture. Let me get some of these onions, some of the pancetta. Oh, there's a cranberry. Well, fantastic. This one really has everything you want. You've got the sweet, the salty, the savory, the texture's where it's at. The crispy pancetta with the al dente, we call it al dente Brussels sprouts. That is so money. And then you get that little punch of salt from the Parmesan. So good. I need this to be over so I can go eat some more. You might not even need a main dish. This might be a dish enough. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is Cook, Eat, Repeat, where we help you become a better cook, one recipe at a time. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and I will see you guys in the next video.